This is Britain's busiest airport, with nearly 500,000 planes taking off and landing every year. It's currently Europe's #1 airport. But competition from abroad is hotting up.
Are you sweating as well? Me too.
And with nearly 80 million passengers expected through Heathrow this year,
Sometimes I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Your ambulance, please.
it's down to the army of nearly 77,000 staff to keep their airport at the top of the table.
My pleasure.
There'll be some familiar faces and some new ones.
It's your back garden. You're in charge of this, you're the landlord.
On the airfield, in the terminal,
Can you see the knife?
I can see.
and for the first time,
Passports out of your pockets, please.
we'll go to the front line of Britain's biggest border.
So if you just look at me straight on, put your head up.
Everyone is working harder than ever to keep Heathrow at #1.
You left the ticket.
It's early morning on Heathrow's airfield. 5 square miles accommodate the largest number of planes in Europe. This requires 123 workers from airside operations to look after it. And today, they're adding a new member.
Okay, Ian. I'm probably just going to ask you some questions just to prove to me that you have learnt something in the few weeks that we've been together.
50-year-old Ian is an old dog about to learn some new tricks from veteran head trainer Simon.
Could you tell me the aircraft type of that aeroplane that's about to take off?
That's an A380.
Good.
Maintaining the airfield is crucial in keeping to the schedule of planes taking off and landing every 45 seconds. So ex-office worker Ian has to learn all things airside.
It's very important to understand about the airfield state, and one of the things about airfield state is which way the wind's blowing.
Showing it's quite strong, almost say over 15 knots, and it's coming in from the west.
Good. And just a reminder, it's called a wind sleeve and not a wind sock, because it's got a hole at both ends.
A bit like my socks.
Yeah, well, I suppose your socks would have a hole at both ends.
Today's lesson is how to marshal aircraft with 2 ping-pong bats.
Okay, Ian, I'll demonstrate the signals to you first of all.
Okay.
And then you repeat to me. Why have you got one glove on and not another glove?
Left hand's colder than the right.
Okay. Excellent.
These days, planes come with self-parking tech as standard. Sensors guide the pilot onto the stand via an on-board computer.
So, straight forwards and return, yes? And that basically means move forwards.
But as technical problems are a common occurrence, the age-old art of aircraft marshalling is still a critical skill on the airfield.
If you want the pilot to turn towards their right, you put the left arm out and keep the right one moving.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm a plane and I'm coming at you from this direction. Good. Yes. Cool. That's it, okay? Good. The stop signal is quite simply across above the heads and hold it steady. Good. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
With his paso doble complete, it's time for Ian to put his new moves to the test.
Okay, there is your 747.
Looks like a Toyota to me.
Off you go. That's good, that's a nice speed. Get it straight, that's it, get it straight, get it straight.
Plane marshalling was created by the RAF after the First World War
Overshot a little bit, look.
and is used worldwide to guide both passenger and military planes.
Nice and slow, nice and slow. Okay, stop there. Is that straight or is it to one side?
It's to one side.
Okay, and have we managed to get the wheel onto this mark here?
The axle is not on the start.
No. It's important that we get the aeroplane parked correctly on that mark so the air bridge can safely dock onto the side of the aeroplane. The passengers might not be able to get off. 5 out of 10, need to do better.
Okay.
Straight, 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 good.
This is Ian's last practice before he's doing it for real with a 50-ton airplane full of passengers.
Get it straight. It's not straight.
No pressure then.
Ground, hello, shuttle to Juliet, push back 503.
Guys, anybody travelling on a 7 o'clock or 7:15 flight? No, 7 o'clock, 7:15 flight, guys?
Inside the terminals, the pressure is always on for Heathrow's 82 passenger experience managers
Ambassador Oscar 5.
as they deal with millions of holiday and business travellers.
Do I need to go through a particular...
You're still through that way, sir. Yeah. Sorry.
Some require more attention than others.
Bloody rat-ons, don't they?
In Terminal 2, Demi and Sue have been called to a passenger who's collapsed near departures.
Let's say that he's been sick. Just be careful, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get a medic straight through. Yeah, hello, London Ambulance Service. It's Terminal 2.
In the last 5 years, drunk and disorderly travellers have increased across all airports by 600%.
So he's had a half a litre Jägermeister and 3 beers today.
Right.
Half a litre today, half a litre yesterday, and another half a litre the day before.
So basically he's been drinking
On the
solid
beach
for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
We're currently with him. He's currently in a recovery position. He's drank a hell of a lot of alcohol, but we're not sure if he's taken any medication with it. Can you ask him if he's taken any medication with this alcohol,
I
please?
can't see any medication.
Doesn't speak a lot of English. I think he's Norwegian, so we've got a Norwegian speaker with him.
Yeah, just eye drop shots.
Paracetamol.
He's taking paracetamol, that's it.
Just for a headache.
Yeah, so he just took paracetamol for a headache and stuff like that.
At the airport, Demi and Sue's job is to serve both the passengers and the airlines. Demi's called an ambulance for the passenger, but he's also aware of the effect on the airline.
Just a little bit too much to drink. And again, he would have got to the gate and they would have offloaded him. You kick someone off an aircraft and they've had a few to drink, they think they're fine. But if the crew say, you're not flying, then they can get a bit aggressive. And that means then calling police, calling paramedics, and it's costing the airline a few £1,000s because they might miss their slot, cause a delay, people miss connections. It just goes on and on and on. See if there's a blanket we can give him. There's one here.
While Demi collects supplies to make the passenger comfortable, Sue's job is to keep him conscious until the medics arrive.
You're not flying today. We won't be able to. So where did you stay in London? Who did you meet? If you're going to be sick, turn over onto your side. That's my put tissue there. That's it. Just stay there. Just stay there. The gentleman's just been visiting from another country and he's been here for 3 days. We can't leave him by himself in case he's sick, he falls over, he cuts his head. So unfortunately enough, the resources of the NHS have to be taken and someone has to come along and take him to hospital till he sobers up. There's no other choice. No, look at me. Look at me. No, it's not present. Look at me. Look at me. That's it, great. That's great.
This visitor is one of the 20 million that come to London every year, with Britain currently the 6th most visited country in the world.
We got anyone with UK and EU passports and children above the age of 12? No?
At Terminal 2 Immigration, Border Force officers Kat and Bob are examining passports and visas from passengers arriving from Nigeria.
Yeah. Madam, you see my colleague here.
Currently, anyone who isn't a UK resident must fill in a landing card on arrival to Britain to prove they have somewhere to stay.
Just go round the maze, if that's all right. Thank you.
This gentleman, coming for 3 weeks, hasn't provided an address of where he'll be staying, and when questioned was only carrying £195 cash to support himself.
When do you fly home? Got your return ticket?
On the 14th February.
Have you got family at home, wife, children?
Yes, I have one. Okay.
And they didn't want to come?
But then Nigeria, no.
Okay. But you say you got no one here?
I have anybody.
So what are you going to do, though, for your 23 days here?
Just to rest.
Just coming here to rest?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a personal decision. I don't feel like resting.
So you don't know anybody here. You haven't got a hotel booking. You've got this amount of cash. There's many reasons, okay, that is causing me concerns.
Border Force questioning is about establishing whether visitors to the UK are genuine or not.
You were going to, what, find a hotel when you got to London, sir?
Sorry?
You were going to find a hotel to stay tonight?
If I get to the East London, I can find a hotel there.
Okay, sir. But how much does a hotel cost you in London, do you know? £20? £100? £150?
I don't have an idea.
In this case, the lack of funds is Bob and Kat's #1 concern.
What did you do back in Nigeria, sir? Civil servant working for which department?
I work with Federal Ministry of Transportation.
How much do you earn a month?
Sorry?
How much do you earn per month in your...
No, please. Okay, I earn 50,000
6,000 euros per month.
Per month, yes.
Do you have any evidence to show that you've got money in your bank, sir?
I'm just not satisfied with this story at the moment. I'm asked to see your bank details and... Just faffing. So you've got this bag and another suitcase, yeah?
No, this doesn't.
Just this?
Just this one, yeah.
With only a small rucksack for a 23-day stay,
Okay.
No luggage.
and currently unable to prove he has more than £195, Kat feels she needs to find out if this man's Nigerian wages provide enough for him to have a tidy sum in the bank.
So basically he said to me he works for a government agency in human resources, earning 50,000, whatever you said a month.
That's the equivalent of £99 a month.
We just worked out the money is equivalent to £99 a month.
£99 a month isn't going to help his cause, and to make matters worse, the gentleman's realised he's lost his bank card.
When I was coming yesterday from Nigeria, and I bought some things in Addis Ababa, like I left the ATM card there. I don't know, he was asking me, I started looking for it.
He's adamant why he's here.
I came here for an holiday, but I didn't come here for something else.
Kat's not sure whether this visitor is genuine or not.
You know, at the end of the day, we're just trying to find out why he's really here. The fact that he can't tell where he's going to go now, and the fact that he has only £195 for the next 23 days, it just sometimes baffles me.
Currently, 90% of the world can fly directly into Heathrow. Most arrive with a visa to enter the country.
Travelling in a family, sir? Yeah.
Visas are granted with supported evidence of bank statements, proof of accommodation, and finance for the trip.
Why London, though? That's everywhere else in the world. If you've got 23 days on annual leave, why here?
I love traveling.
This gentleman from Nigeria does have a visa, but it was issued 4 years ago, giving Border Force Kat cause for concern as he's being vague about his current financial situation.
All right, let me go back and refer again, and then hopefully I'll be out in a couple of seconds with an answer for you. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
With a decision of this importance, Kat must refer to her boss, Tim.
So, passenger is here for 23 days. No hotel booking, £195 cash I've seen. Doesn't know anybody here, no friends or family. He's coming over to rest, is what he claims.
When it comes to visa holders, we've got to be satisfied that there's not been a change in circumstance or purpose from when they first applied for the visa to when they're coming now. So we need to be satisfied that nothing's changed.
Tim is still not convinced, so he now feels it's necessary to interview the visitor himself.
Okay, so let's go back to what you're going to do while you're here. You're here for holiday.
Yes, I came for holiday. That was my plan.
So doing what every day?
I'll be going around resting.
So my colleague's concerned that you don't have sufficient money to last for any number of days. I need to know what money you have for your trip.
The money I have here, cash of...
You have cash of two...
No, it's 195.
And do you have any other money?
I have no money here.
So you had an ATM card and you left it in Ethiopia?
Yes, it's there.
You definitely not got it? Huh? You definitely don't have the card? When did you realise you'd lost your card?
So when she asked me about the ATM card.
So you haven't got access to any other money at all? No. Okay, so tell me how long you expect to be able to stay in London with £195. So yeah, when he applied for the visa, it's declared £6,000 for the family, whereas now the change is that he hasn't got that money. He's lost his bank card, as a result, hasn't got any contingency and has no other means of getting any money to support his stay here. So if he doesn't have any money to stay here, then there's concerns for his well-being, there's concerns as to how he's going to support, whether it's 24 hours, 48 hours or 23 days.
Having thoroughly looked into all the visitor's circumstances,
I'm just going to take you to a room and explain what's going to happen, okay?
a decision is made.
At the time your visa was issued, you stated that you had available funds of £6,000. Your intention was to come here and sightsee and shopping. However, on arrival today to the UK, you only have £195 with no access to any other funds. I am satisfied that your circumstances have significantly changed and therefore you refused leave to enter the United Kingdom.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. So, Not fazed, not bothered in the slightest that the fact that we've cancelled his visa and that he's going home tomorrow night, not tomorrow morning, and he won't be home until Wednesday. Not fazed in the slightest. So, definitely not genuine visitor.
Wind 140 degrees, 7 knots.
Take off 9 right, scribble 64, charge off.
Cat's passenger may be unfazed by not being allowed into Britain. But at Terminal 2 departures, one passenger is totally oblivious to the fuss he's caused.
Having a little nap.
Sleeping innocent now. I think you'll be okay after a bit of sobering up.
I don't like to see someone in distress. However, the distress that it causes the other people around upsets me more. They wonder what's happening. You can't go and say to them all, don't worry, he's only drunk. So they start then getting apprehensive. You know, so it causes unnecessary distress for everybody. But he's only 22. I suppose we've all done it. We've all done it. Not quite that bad.
Just under an hour later, and Sleeping Beauty awakes.
Hey, trust me.
How are you feeling?
Better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about making trouble for you. Trust me, I'm not that person.
These things happen, so don't worry about it.
Well,
that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Drinking for 3 days?
It's because of my Norwegian Cup final.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
Did you win the cup final?
Yeah, we did.
Well, that's why you celebrate. Okay.
I'm not a person that does this like this, but I'm really sorry.
Again, I'm not going to win the cup final every year.
I bet there's football fans that win the league and they drink all week. So, but he's just done it for 3 days. Obviously, it's caught up with him. Not everyone's body's the same. But he's fine now. He's just been really, really apologetic now. So they're standing the ambulance down. Come on in.
Having been given the all clear, Demi sends the embarrassed Norwegian footy fan to his hotel to finish sleeping off his hangover.
I'm really sorry about
that. Don't apologise, it's fine.
Every plane arriving into Heathrow is told by air traffic control the precise wind conditions for landing.
American 728, clear to land 27 right, service wind 2106 knots.
They're also instructed where to vacate the runway and given exact directions to reach their arrival stand.
American 728, vacate first left and contact ground on 121.7.
This KLM flight arriving from Amsterdam has been given a stand where rookie airside operative Ian will be guiding it in with his ping-pong bats.
The aircraft type that we're going to park is a KLM 737. It's going to be on stand 415.
Up to now, Ian's only guided in a 4x4 car, but he's no stranger to the art of marshalling.
When I was younger, my brother and I used to mess about and practice marshalling or pretend to marshal with our table tennis bats. So you'd stand there and marshal each other, you know, off the sofa onto the sofa. I wouldn't have thought I would have done it as a profession later on. Hey?
No, here you are doing it for real.
And real means getting the plane to stop at just the right position, enabling the 157 passengers to get off.
Which mark are you going to put it on?
Okay, I'm going to put it on this mark, 737. I didn't...
No. So that's a 737-2, 5 and 6. I can tell you that's a 737-800. So this is the mark, okay? So the air bridge can come out and dock onto the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Okay? Understand?
Yep, got that.
Okay, put your arms up.
Here we come.
Sit a bit higher. Good. Get backwards, get it on the line. Good, good. Get it on the line. Get it on the line. Hold it there. One arm. Good. How did that feel?
A bit scary, a bit intense, quite pressurising.
It's not 100% on the mark, but let's see if the air bridge can connect to the side of the aeroplane. Fingers crossed. Do you think it's going to reach?
I hope so at this point. It looks on the ball now.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Well done. That's not too bad. I think what we'll try and do is we'll try and go for something just a little bit bigger.
Oh, yes. That is a little bit bigger.
How do you feel about marshalling a big plane?
Very nervous, a bit apprehensive. I don't know, there's a bit more pressure on this, I suppose. We shall see, we shall see.
The Boeing 747 is the original jumbo jet. Born in 1969, it is the iconic symbol of aviation.
Off we go. Good. Good. Overshot a little bit, look. What did I say about walking backwards? Good. Okay, good. A little bit slower. A little bit slower. That's it. Good. Good. Tell me what is wrong with that.
The chock isn't in correctly, so that chock at the moment isn't pushed in, so it has the ability to actually have a bit of move as the aircraft weight changes.
The answer is, what is wrong with that? The answer is nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Well done, well done. That's really, really good.
Ian's perfect parking allows him to indulge his boyhood plane spotting hobby.
I can see the aircraft registration. It's Golf Charlie India Victor Victor, so I'll make a note of that and then I'll put that onto my ever-growing list of aircraft I've marshalled over the years.
I do want her to find a boyfriend. I think it'd be nice. It's good for her, I think.
So I've got a good view now.
What's happened?
It looks like he's got a heart attack.
He's going to have what?